John F. Kennedy once said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past and the present are certain to miss the future." JFK was thought to be way ahead of his time. His words resonate with us in a time where there are still so many that cling to the old ways. For the class of 2020, change is inevitable. And because of this, I must ask you three very important questions. Who are you? Where are you going? And how will you get there? I remember someone once asked me, "Tell me who you are, kid." I didn't know how to answer. My first thought, of course, was Gilbert, but they already knew my name, so that wasn't really the question. They were asking me to define myself, what my idea of myself was. Some of you might not know who you are yet, and that is okay. Some of you might be so sure of yourself that you wouldn't hesitate to answer the question. The truth is, the view of yourself is going to change, as it should. It is up to us to decide what is going to influence our inner being. For some of us, it is our family. It is where we come from and our heritage and our culture that makes us feel so proud. Some of you might say, "I'm a Latino," or "I'm a Johnson," and I love that. Family and who you surround yourself with will be a major factor in your future from now on. But some of us may have come from small families, and some of us may have no family at all. Some of us find our strength within ourselves and continue to push because we know that our past does not define our future. We see ourselves as iron, we are unmovable, we are unbendable, and we will achieve our goals because that's all we have. You have done what many cannot, and what many are scared to do. Your path towards self-acceptance must include just that, acceptance. Accept the fact that we will change and embrace it. Love it, because only you can decide who you are. Now that we are on this path, it's time to figure out where it leads. Now it seems like no matter what major you chose, law, physics, or history, that stupid question always comes up. What are you going to do with your degree? When you first applied for college and selected your major, your dream job was probably much, much different than what it is today. I mean, when I first started college, I wanted to be a middle school teacher, and I don't even like kids. When I look back on it now, I can't even believe that that was a thought in my head. So you see, dreams can change, goals can change, and paths can change. Just like our own vision of ourselves is going to change with time, so will our path. There will be twists and turns, I can promise you that. But what you do when you are in those turbulent times will be the true measure of your character. You have already endured hard times. Late nights studying, 2 midterms and a project due the same week. Your tire popped and you were late to a final, or maybe the line at Starbucks was just too long and you couldn't get that latte before class. But now look where you are. You are graduates and you are the class of 2020. Finally, once you have found out where it is you want to go, how are you going to get there? Many of you will go out and look for internships. Many of you will try to climb the corporate ladder. Some of you might discover the next big thing. One of you might even be the next Elon Musk. The important thing to remember throughout your journey is to always embrace the change. You might get fired, you might not get selected for that interview, or maybe that idea, it just wasn't as good as you thought. And that's great. Events like these are important life lessons that you must face on your path. You are going to fail, but what you do during these failures will trump all of those feelings. For you now, there must be no more negatives, only lessons. The silver lining might not be that easy to spot, but I promise you it is there. And yes, sometimes the negatives will just keep piling on, but that means the lesson that you are about to learn is going to be very important, and you cannot give up yet. You are all sitting here today because you refused to give up. You kept going even when others could not. You are destined to be in those chairs, and those diplomas are destined to be in your hands. So, class of 2020, change is inevitable, but it is not concrete. You see, change will come in many ways, and it is up to us to either embrace it or to push it aside. The questions of who you are, where you are going, and how you will get there may not be answered yet. They may not even be answered until you go to grad school or until you get that big important job. But be sure to always remember Kennedy's advice. Don't let the past, and even the present, hinder you from pursuing your dreams and going through change. Thank you very much.